What's up, traders, and welcome back to the channel. We have an all-time high with the S&P 500. So what's going to happen next, guys? And do you stay bullish at this place, or do you just start to pull back on some of your investments? Well, I'm glad you have those questions because I have those questions too. So let's get right into it. Do you see what I see, guys? Check it out. This is very easy if you practice charting. I'm going to show you what you might have missed and what you're not seeing. Check this out. If we take a closer look and look at every single time we've had all-time highs, something special happens in here, guys. So you can see we had an all-time high here, guys, and I'm going to go in just a little bit deeper with the first round of all-time highs, guys, and then we're going to just do one of my favorite tools here, and that's a Fibonacci, guys. But before we start with Fibonacci, I want us to understand that this was an all-time high here, guys, and I'm going to mark this off and just check out how far down they went. And I'm going to stretch this out a bit to help the eyes out, guys. And you can see that they retrace right back, okay, to about 602 once they had the all-time high. And of course, if we measure that out with our trusty little info line, you're going to see that that was a nice $6 drop. And guess what they did? They came right back, guys, to the 78% line. Check that out. Okay. Now that's a number that I want you to memorize and I want you to think about as I go along in this video, because when they trade, guys, they are not hiding it. So now they got to the 78% line, and you're going to see that now they took another dip down, and from here they went all the way down to this trusty spot here. And let me get rid of the previous fib, guys, and you can see that after they started to make their way back up, they did the very same thing, guys. They came to the 78% line, and that drop was worth a nice $5.51, guys. Okay, now check this out. And now you can see after 2 tests on the support line, guys, we had a failure. And just like I showed you guys in my support and resistance video, guys, they keep testing and testing. It gets weaker, and sure enough, it gives out, guys. And they had a nice drop of $22, and then they came up and they had a little bit more resistance, and they continued down for a couple days, and we had a total of a $27 drop. Now, if I want to know at this point where they're going to go, I'm going to start my fib, guys, and look at this. Okay, you can't make this up, guys. Okay, cannot. That is, again, your 78% line. They came to the 78% area not only once, twice, the third time. Now, why didn't they come down? Or I'm sorry, why didn't they reject that golden zone? Okay, some people might call this a fake out. Now, I want to point out from the bottom, guys, all the way to the top, this was a $21 move. Okay. Now, why am I telling you this number? Because I want you to understand that these drops are a science, guys. Okay. 78% equals that. So these patterns are repeatable, and check this out. So now they establish another support down here at the bottom, and they started to bounce up. And again, you know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to take my Fibonacci tool, guys, and check this out. Okay. You can't make this up, guys. 78% area once again. And guess what happened to this support? Just like what happened over here. They tested once, twice, and then boom, the third time, if I come across with a support, they went right through it. And now this drop here, guys, was a total of $23. Does that sound familiar to you before they found support? So let's just count them. The first big drop was a $23 move. And then they came to the top here, guys. That was a $21 move. This bottom was almost $21, guys. And then this last drop was 23. So you have 23. You have 20. You have 23 almost here. Okay, guys, they're staying in the 20s. And I'm going to add this bottom to this top. And that was a $17 move up, guys. Now that we know we've dropped this much, okay, and they created a higher low, that's how we know we have a new impulse wave starting. So we're going to fib it. And of course, our expectation is they're going to make it to 78%, which they did. They had rejection, found support, and then took off, which is absolutely okay, because now that tells us we have a full reversal, and now we're going to go test all-time highs again. And now let's take a look at that all-time high once again, guys. And guess what? They dropped a total of $15.71. And now what I'm going to do is the same thing. Now that I have a lower high, guys, I'm going to start my Fibonacci, and I want to know how far up are they going to go. And the way, let me take a step back. The way you know this, okay, is because you have established a support area, guys. Now, that red candle we're looking at here is support. And so I'm going to start my Fibonacci from the top, and I'm going to go down to that bottom and see how far up did they come. Wow, 78% again. Does that number sound familiar to you guys? Look, they're not hiding it, guys. This is a system. When they buy and sell, those computers know when to stop. And that was a $15 rise. So we're looking at $15, $16, and $20, guys, as they go through. And once they found resistance here, guess what, guys? They came back down and lost support. Not only did they lose support, guys, they went past it and they wicked very quickly. So let's just go ahead and mark off our new support, and you can see, okay, that they started going up. And guess what I'm going to do? I want to know if they're going to make it to the golden zone. This is always something you should do as a trader once they find the bottom. So you understand that this green area is an actual area they make it to. But again, look at where they went. Look at that red candle with the wick, 78% area, guys. You can't make this up. Is it starting to sound familiar to you? And let's just measure from the bottom to the top, guys, okay? $17 move. So we have $15, $16, $17 ranges, guys. Does that sound familiar? Oh, yeah. So now we have a top, and once we do our fib, once again, guys, we're going to go from top to bottom. And once we have that top, obviously, we want to know, are they going to come to the golden zone? And that should be a target if you were shorting the stock. And sure enough, they come to the golden zone and they bounce right off of that, which that is a clean, and I'm saying a very healthy and clean bounce. Now, I went ahead and marked some stuff off here, guys. As we went through this video, you're going to see that we have a common resistance area and we have a common support area, even though we went past it here and here. Those are called fake outs, okay? But you can see that their patterns, as they came down, they went back up to the 78% area. But what I want you to focus on is every time we had a new all-time high, guys, look at what happened. New all-time high, we dropped, okay? And if you watch my support and resistance video, which I'm going to recommend, you go watch that thing 5 times, you know, once you kept hitting support, it's going to get weaker. This area becomes weaker and weaker, and sure enough, they fell, guys, and they went all the way down. And let's just go ahead and measure that. I think I remember that being somewhere in the 60s. And yep, sure enough, $63 drop, guys. Would you like to be part of that next time? Then learn how to do this simple resistance and support for your stock of preference. So now that we are here, guys, and I'm going to keep re-emphasizing this was a $63 drop. You want to, once they found support, you want to mark off your resistance and support so that you can start drawing out your Fibonacci, and you're going to see that a healthy rejection, guys, okay, is the golden zone right in here, guys. So it could be 38%, 50%, or 61%. Now, they reject it right at 38%, which is to be expected. And the reason you want to know this is because if you bought calls, you want to know where they might reject so that you can set a stop loss right under that area or take profits knowing that they're going to reject. And sure enough, they did. And they continue to go down. So now let's take a look at something else. We've established a new resistance area. And if we have that resistance area, I'm going to go from this support to that new resistance area. And my expectation, guys, is that they come down to that golden zone. And not only did they come down, they went past it. So now, if you study Fibonacci as much as I do, and you really push it, guys, you're going to do very well in the stock market, because you can see we have a new support area right in here. And if I take from the previous resistance to the new support area, where do I expect them to go? That's right, the golden zone. And you can see, as I've gone through this whole video, your golden zone is almost guaranteed every single time. We haven't missed the golden zone once. Either we rejected to it, or we went past it to the 78% area, or full reversal when we go past the 100% area. But you can see here, they came down and rejected at the golden zone. Now, some people ask me, how do you do so well with calls? I can't hold them that long. I mark these areas off, guys, and I know exactly where we're going to go. So now, when SPY did this after the all-time high, you can see the patterns. And I always tell people, I don't care about the news, guys. Okay, we are always going to be detoured by news, but the patterns will continue. And you can see that not only did they continue down, that support area broke down, and we came right back down to this bottom. So now that we know this is the new support for SPY, that was the old support, but we came from an area of resistance, which was right here. And let me just move this over, and I'm going to leave these, and they look nice and big, because I want you to understand where your Fibonacci starts. And that was the new resistance, and they came down to here, guys. And if I mark off my Fibonacci, if I was to buy calls, guys, okay, from that bottom, guess where I expect them to make it to, okay? The golden zone. So the first one is $33 away at the 38% area, but these guys actually made it past that. And here's where you had news. See this? Okay, we had that one day when Trump said something about tariffs and lifting them, 90-day pause, SPY went up $49. But you can see we were at the golden zone, so we made it in here, which was a 32 to about a $45 move, okay, which is nice. Now, they came here and they rejected twice. So guess what I'm going to do in the higher time frame? I'm going to mark off those areas, guys, and this is what I'm going to do. That was support, and of course they came back down here, which is fine. Okay, and we understand that was our golden zone, but we also had a new resistance area, which is right in there. And so now we get to do another Fibonacci. We have resistance here, support here. And so as we had that support down here, and this is Monday, April 21st, if I know we're rising I'm just going to go ahead and mark off Fibonacci anyways to know if we get a higher low, I'm going to expect us to continue at least into the golden zone. So if I buy calls here, guys, I know that the golden zone is in this area, which is the spot when I'm going to take profits or set a stop loss. And you can see they went right past the golden zone. They went right past the 100% area. And sure enough, full reversal, guys. So we had a full reversal all the way to the top. And I'm not going to continue showing you Fibonacci because you can kind of tell as they went up where they found support. And I will mark those off for you guys. You can see they had support here. They stopped here. They had support there. And if you do your Fibonacci tool, you're going to understand exactly where they're going to go next. So now let's take a look at this. And if you guys remember in my previous videos, guys, this is so important for you to come over here and take a look at your actual weekly support, which I have hidden here, and I can turn it on at any time, guys. And that's exactly what I'm doing now to show you how I'm going to play SPY for the next few weeks. Now, we have support, we have a top. Let's just assume that we are going to start reversing based on what I've taught you guys. Where do you think they're going to go? That's right. If you said the golden zone, you are 100% on the money. You're following this like a champ. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark off this area right in here, guys. And I'm going to call that my target 1. And it's going to be red because it's a bearish target. And I expect them to come back down there and potentially bounce or have a full reversal. Now, if you remember from the targets and the amount of money that went down, you need to understand those numbers so you can say, now we saw them go down $15, $16, $17. Okay, will that happen? We have a gap in here, guys. So let's say they get to this target, which is mid golden zone, if you saw how I measured it off. But let's say they went all the way down past the gap and to the bottom of the golden zone. Does that sound familiar? $15, $16, $17 drop, guys. Okay, I'm going to tell you how much that equals. If you buy one contract for 7 days, and I'm going to tell you, you can pick a healthy delta, which is 15, 20, 25 delta. This will turn into about 300 to 400% profit if they make it down here, guys. Okay, I'm not telling you what to buy, but I will tell you on the next video what I'm going to buy. So now let's assume they made it down here. And if they did, I'm going to do a Fibonacci and I'm going to draw this out. I can come down here if I think they're going to go there. And actually, I do think they're going to go, but let's just pretend that they didn't go there and they only go to my target. So now I know they're going to go to the target and I'm going to expect a move up to where, guys? If you said the golden zone, you are absolutely correct, guys. This is what I expect. And I'm going to just be fair and conservative and go mid the golden zone. Okay. Now, what happens after they hit this golden zone? Do I expect them to retrace? Absolutely. I expect them to come down about 50% of that golden zone. And sure enough, we should have a continuation up. Now, I'm going to update you as we go through on the videos, guys, because once we get in here, okay, if they do what they've been doing, you remember from this top, okay, and they bounce, they should reject at around a 78% area. And let me reverse that so that we have top to bottom on this. Okay, so I expect a third move, which would be right there, guys. So they would get to about 613, but I'm going to continue to update you guys as we go along. But I am going to tell you this, that now that I've marked that off, and this would be my second Fibonacci, that's going to be a target for me. And I'm going to keep it really close, guys. Okay. Check that out. So I'm going to leave this on here so that I understand these are the areas that they could come back to. So they're going to make the first drop here to 604, and then we'll hit 610 and we'll retrace. So about 608, 607, and then make a run for that 78% area, which again, I'll keep you guys posted. Now, what happens when they're up here, guys? What happens? There's an all-time high. Everybody gets FOMO. I need to get in there. I need to go long. No, you don't. What you need to do is wait for this retracement or pullbacks, if you want to call it that. But I'm going to show you how you can day trade this while we figure out if we're going to continue up or down. So before I go on, guys, and show you how I would day trade this next week, I want to remind you that your object tree is a great area to build folders, guys, and to manage all your lines so you don't have to keep recharting and erasing and all that stuff, okay? Because your time is important, so make sure you guys understand this. I'm going to show you. This is where I have my weekly support, guys, and then I'm going to show you the targets we just talked about. I saved them. There they are. So I'll have them, and I marked it off. Targets July 3rd. Now, one of my SPY entries, I have it here, guys, and I like to do that as well. I entered SPY here. I sold up here. Now, how did I know to enter there, guys? If you remember, okay, we talked about this Fibonacci, right? So at some point, I said they're going to come down and they're going to bounce off the golden zone, except this one, they went down just a little bit deeper. So I waited till they got past this previous rejection, and you can see my crosshair is right where the previous resistance was, and boom, I got in, guys. Okay. Now, this is what you want to do if you're going to be a full-time trader or a swing trader or a day trader. You need to manage this. This is a great way. My previous video on support and resistance covers how to manage this, guys. It's super simple. All right, so if I was going to day trade this, guys, which I will, okay, I would go get this indicator called the Dominator. It's for free. It gives you momentum candles that turn color green when we go bullish, and they go red when we go bearish. They also give you a buy signal and a sell signal, guys. You can't lose with this indicator. Now, let's go ahead and mark off what happened on Friday, guys. This was the open here, but we did have a buy signal from the day before, which tells me that the stock had turned bullish. And for the day, SPY had an awesome move up, and a lot of people don't like to get into the stock because they say it's choppy. You just have to manage it by the candles. If the candles are green, I'm there, guys. And this was a $3.60 move up. And if we look at the sell signal, from the sell signal to the total move down, guys, they had a nice move of $5.21. And if you're an option trader or even a short that likes to use shares, you know how much money you could have made there. That is a very nice, healthy move. And towards the latter part of the day, they made another move of a total of $3.03. Three great moves. Some people tell me it was choppy. No, it wasn't. You need to have an indicator, and you need to understand how Fibonacci works, because you can tell by this pattern that when they came up, guys, they found support. And when they find support before the golden zone, that is a super bullish move, guys. Now, I want to show you guys another indicator that's called the iron line, guys. And you can see, and I want you to just focus on this line here, guys. The green and then the red, that tells me what move is coming up. And I'm going to mark off the beginning of this green line right in here. And I'll use a green vertical line just so they can see it. And I'm going to go over right in here to the next green line that started. I'm going to mark that off. And where the red one started, I'm going to mark that off, which that's bearish. I'll mark that off red. And so you can see we went green, then red, and then started green. In between, you're going to see if the actual move is staying bullish, bearish, which this is a nice to have, guys, but I really focus on this line here. And if I had my choice, I would turn the rest off, and this is all I really need. But you know what? I do like the other features as well. It does give me a nice visual, so it's up to you. But the main focus for me is this line that gives me the actual momentum. This is calculating dollars. Are they buying? Are they selling? Is the purchasing power going down? And sure enough, you can see that. This marks it off. This is an awesome indicator, guys, to have an additional confirmation of when the trend is going to change. So I already marked this off, and I want you to see how it pairs up to the chart. Now remember, the green vertical line matches up where the trend started, and you can see that not only did it start right before the pre-market, guys, okay, this gives you nice confirmation for the actual entry when you're entering a stock. Now, the red line tells me that's where the bearish line started to go down, or the momentum, guys. And look at this. It started way before you got this signal. You can't beat that, guys. This is an awesome place to look at this and say, you know what? I see resistance. Purchasing dollars are going down. We're going bearish. It's red. I'll get out. That's a healthy profit. You're probably $3, $3.25. You can't beat that. And sure enough, the stock did start to sell off, guys. And then look at this. You had your buy signal. You had your first green candles. You had 1, 2, 3 green candles, buy signal. And you jump in, and guess what confirmation you got down here? This makes me feel better because then I know, wow, they're really going bullish. And not only that, look at this histogram. They went green, 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 and then started going up, guys. This is awesome. So this is how I would day trade SPY until they figure out if that's a top or a bottom, because I'm expecting to see 2 big candles next to each other on SPY on Monday, showing me resistance, and they go down. But until then, I will day trade this way until I buy some longs, and my first longs based off my target are going to be, you guessed it, puts, guys, puts all the way to the golden zone. So again, as a reminder, guys, if you're getting value out of this video, do me a favor, hit that little bell so you get notified for the next video. And if you found value in the channel, do me a favor and subscribe, guys. It helps the channel out tremendously, and I can bring you a lot of free education for the future. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments or go to my main part of the page, and my email is there, guys. Click on it, send me an email. And don't forget, I am leaving you free courses down below. Click on it. You can't go wrong, guys. It's $1,000 value. I'm telling you, it's for free, and you need this kind of education. You can't trade without it. You shouldn't, guys. Okay. I made all the mistakes, and the videos show you what not to do and what to do, just like I did here today. So make sure you take advantage of those courses. See you on the next video.